Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Pixel Parties here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. When we left off, we have come back towards Detective Bad, and he's going to be he told us a little bit about the KG8 incident and his involvement, but now he's going to tell us more about his relation to Miss Yew and the relation to Mr. Faraday. So let's learn about, firstly, his
Firstly, what are you writing an essay? Firstly,
yes, Joe, like real talk. I used to do that a lot on my essays. Firstly, I used to do like, and
then secondly,
firstly, and then secondly. Well, it would be firstly, secondly,
and then lastly,
and lastly. Yeah, that's how I would format my middle paragraphs, not the introduction to the conclusion, because those are their own.
The body paragraphs,
but the body paragraphs are always firstly, secondly, lastly. But I didn't get. Hey, they didn't hold it against me, so.
Oh, essay writing. I don't miss that.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
Last time I had to do that was college.
Yeah.
And you thought high school essays were a nightmare.
Well, do you know what also probably helped when it came to high school essays? Before we get into this, we'll just keep talking about real life. I used to have a big problem when I was in school, and it was the fact that I never did homework. I used to do my homework as best as I could in class before class started.
Wow, so you're one of those kids.
I got 100 in my algebra class, and I would do my math homework when I sat down at the desk and did it in a matter of minutes, and I would still do it perfectly.
I hate you.
And look at me now, using also, all of my math skills and brains.
You never took notes.
I did not take notes in math.
You never studied.
No, I didn't study.
You just retained all the information.
Yeah, math was my forte. Obviously, other ones I wasn't as good at as math, but math was English? Always my thing. Listen.
You didn't deny it.
No, I didn't. I think the people know that my English is a little broken. Maybe I should have taken a few notes in that class.
Apparently.
But anyways, that's...
You would have learned how to spell things if you took notes, too.
But yeah, so my essays that I would have to write for English would be written, like... I would sometimes, like, do it, like, on the bus on the way to school, or if it was in between another class that didn't have homework. I would still do the essay the same day and just belt it out and turn it in. That's how I did my essays, so that's probably what I did. Firstly, secondly, and lastly. Anyways, back to the story of this, now that you know how horrible of a student I was. Well, and what a waste of intelligence I have.
I mean... You could have done a lot of stuff with that math brain.
Yeah.
Like, you could have got a degree.
Yes, but then...
You could have been an engineer.
Yes, but then the question is that if I could have applied myself, because, I mean, college is only homework, and it's a little more difficult to belt that out in 5 minutes.
It's mostly homework.
Yeah, anyways.
It's homework and class participation, basically. Yes.
Now that we've talked your guys' ears off for 3 minutes of our lives, let's go back into the story. We went on an essay tangent.
And an education system tangent.
Oh, man. So.
We're old. No.
God, yes, we are.
Back in my day, we used... Firstly and secondly and...
Back in my day, it was a treat to have smart boards.
Yeah.
And now it's all over the goddamn place. Anyways, about when you first met Miss Yew. It was on the day the verdict of the KG8 incident was handed down, was it not? Oh, yeah. Faraday and I, we apologize for from the bottom of our hearts.
You have a heart?
It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Jesus. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
Oh, I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again.
Understandable.
Yeah, but after that you've seen her many times over, correct?
Awkwardly.
Oh yeah, Faraday and I. Even after the KG8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use.
We cracked so many different cases, oh yeah. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big?
It was in the pursuit of the ring
wrestling ring.
that we met you once again for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney.
Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them?
Huh.
Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended well this time for the same reason.
There's some random prosecutor over there. Who's that?
No, that's Faraday.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
We've never really seen him from that angle.
We only have like a couple pictures in the profile of him, but I think we got his spiky ass. Well, his little. It's hiding, but he's got the little bun.
Okay. Yes, that's why I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm blind.
Sorry, I think there's a newspaper. The KG8 incident. Where's that paper thing? That also doesn't do us any good. Whatever.
Doesn't even have his picture on it.
No. I can only think of when we had the introduction of this case and they were talking. Can think of this. You did say something to the same effect.
Yeah, she's like, I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing.
Yeah, I know you don't know what qualm means, you simpleton.
Oof. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable or detestable, whatever one she said. Okay. Despicable me?
Oh, you're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you, that's how naive you are.
Oh, got me Milvion.
Oh no.
How dare you insult the daughter of Von Karma?
Just like us, you felt that shit hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. Oh, yeah.
The law is merely a tool. There are no limits for it, only the skill of the craftsman.
Huh.
You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. Oh, yeah. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all.
Relation to Faraday.
Yeah, just when he finished giving his whole spiel, it was like, alright, so now what about this one?
Yeah. So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since, oh yeah, and Kay, I've known her since the day she was born.
Oh, wow.
Faraday and I, we cracked up quite a few cases together.
But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Adagarasu case.
I wonder why.
I wouldn't say that.
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Adagarasu than me and Faraday.
As I figured, I had a feeling that Bad would essentially be the detective helping Faraday hide the fact that Faraday's the Adagarasu.
Yeah.
So interesting.
That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial, to prove that Ro was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, oh yeah, to prove and disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either, oh yeah.
I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye.
It's a transformer!
Fuck! Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. Yatagarasu.
How many times have we made the Transformer joke with that same kind of line?
Too many.
Every time a character says more to meets the eye, we just boom.
Yeah, and when it comes to a mystery case, that's about all it is.
How can we know?
Exactly. We're simple-minded. We see more than meets the eye, boom, Transformers. Alright, you clearly know much about the Adagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me?
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel.
I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu.
What?
The KG8 incident and the second KG8 incident.
She's just saying, oh yeah,
Both
after
of these
everything.
cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there's one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miles Esver, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time.
A reason, huh? Oh yeah, a reason.
And so in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu.
If it'll help you solve this case. Oh yeah, then I'll tell you the reason why you never got the Yatagarasu.
Jesus. What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident.
Why is it? It's still accidental to whip me anyway.
No, I whipped you on purpose.
There are 3 reasons why the main Yatagarasu will always be 1 step ahead. First,
Oh, jeez.
the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object.
You don't have to yell.
Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Oh yeah. Third, oh yeah, I tell you what, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind ever.
What was that between the words evidence and behind?
That's a good question.
What was that?
I don't know. Well, it's funny that someone pointed out in the comments that you'll notice that whenever Bad pulls out the lollipop, he starts talking fast. All the dots disappear and he starts talking faster. So he gets more energetic when he takes the lollipop out. So I was like, well, time to get on macho.
That's interesting. I never noticed that.
Ooh, Detective Bads are coming.
Cause like when he's not, normally he just talks.
He's just like, oh yeah.
So slow.
Has a lot of dots.
So many ellipses.
Yeah. I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special
That's what those
traits.
are called, right? Ellipses?
Yes.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
No, the Yatagarasu.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
Has never been caught on tape. Never tries to draw anyone's attention. Oh yeah.
Maybe it's because he's finished absorbing a certain amount of sugar from it. So it's just like, blah, blah, blah.
I would never do something that's lowbrows commit murder. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah.
I don't think that's probably it.
Let me tell you what is what I know. Let me tell you what. That Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away. Oh yeah, tell you what. Let me tell you what.
Makes me want a lollipop. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl.
Little girl.
I'm not done talking yet. Oh yeah, let me tell you what. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy.
Plot twist that mirrors a giant lollipop.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
The Yatagarasu.
It's just one of those giant circle ones.
Exactly, yeah.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence?
Until now, the Yatagarasu, oh yeah, would always publicize any corrupt dealings throughout the mass media. Oh yeah, let me tell you what. But not this time. Oh yeah, let me tell you what. The evidence this time. Oh yeah, let me tell you what was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Tell you what.
In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh yeah.
The special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. Oh yeah.
There it is.
That's how I can be so sure.
And just what sort of card is it?
Yeah, take a look at this article. Oh yeah.
The title for this should have "Oh yeah" in it.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. Whenever the
Yatagarasu wants to
with
publicize
like a
something.
comma too.
A white
Or no,
card
in
is-
parentheses.
Oh no.
In
gonna-
lowercase.
I'm gonna keep it out of the
In
title.
lowercase.
I'm gonna keep the title spick and span and untainted by the macho-ness.
It would be amazing though.
A white card is sent along with the stolen information. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the title and like in all caps as usual, but then like parentheses and lowercase. Oh yeah.
But oh yeah, when we questioned Rel about what we sent along with the white guard, oh yeah, Rel had no idea what it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, I should stop. Oh, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony.
I love it.
Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
What if Edgeworth just started saying it by accident? just oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the bailiff. That's you actually.
We did. You can do your Irish voice. That doesn't matter.
You mean Scottish?
Skyrish. You can do whatever you want.
Skyrish? Is that?
Skyrish. Oh god.
You okay?
No.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes.
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir.
That is an amazing Skylish accent, sir. I
Skylish.
appreciate it. Understood, I'll be there shortly.
I've never been to Skyerland, sir.
Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you?
Oh yeah, finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. Oh yeah.
That's a bit extreme.
I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty.
That changes when you get older, buddy.
All right, time to go to court. Do. Hello, sir.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears his honor is still a bit dispirited.
No,
Oh no.
Starbucks.
Are you Starbucks' father?
for the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand.
You felt it for the first time? Felt it for the very first time.
My name is not Madonna. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
There's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francesca, there's no need to further depress his honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your honor? Your honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your honor. The evidence. Your honor.
Oh, you! Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now,
love him.
sir.
He's so pure. Look at
Yeah.
him. Your Honor? Do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The piece of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that'll finally lead me to the truth.
I placed all of the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for.
Did you have a hiccup?
Yes, I did. And first, I'm gonna go look at the defense desk. Evidence that Miss Yew prepared is just sitting here on this table.
You know you can't just walk off as it, right?
Yes, I can. Of course I do. Miss Yew must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation.
I'm watching your every move.
I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rel in that case if he was still alive. But what about up here? I want to go. Can I go up top? Oh, yes!
My God!
Ladies and gentlemen, bap!
Yes! This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top.
I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel.
So does Phoenix later on in
Yeah.
life. You're such a weakling, Miles Hesworth.
You have no idea how frightening it was.
Oh my
about
god,
his
just
chair?
like Phoenix.
The judge's chair. It must be wonderful to be able to sit the whole time.
Yes, as opposed to us prosecutors and defense attorneys who have to stand. I think it'd only be fair if the judge had to stand the whole time too.
His Honor's an old man. He should be afforded some comforts.
Fine, he can enjoy his chair, but to sharing our pain through my lashes. Oh, so that's why.
I fear for the judge if Winchester would ever become a real prosecutor.
So that's why she whips him.
Yeah.
Of course, not just that, but also because, she doesn't like
The gallery.
dumb people.
Yeah.
It's the viewing galleries. This is where the riffraff sit when they come to watch.
Street rat?
I don't buy that.
It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. Wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides?
Miles Esvers, are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes?
But of course I'm man enough. God.
It's so weird hearing him say something like that.
Yeah.
Of course I'm man enough.
Alright, I can't
What are you
interact.
doing?
I want to interact with that, but they won't let me. Alright. This is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial for Mr. Faraday's bag. From Miss Faraday's bag.
Oh, why do I yawn right before she talks?
I don't know.
You mean the evidence bags that was in the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Now, I've noticed a couple times, because it just happened again,
Okay.
the music keeps going through a loop, and I think there was literally a portion of it there. I need to pay attention to the soundtrack more. I feel like it's going through some of the prosecutor themes from the first through third game, because I swear I just heard some of Godot's music.
What?
I'm going to turn it up a notch, just so that if it comes through, we can hear it again. Because I heard it a couple minutes ago, and it just happened again. But we'll go ahead and just keep going through this. But yes, we're going to take a look at the evidence itself, and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy murder, too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about.
Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone still sore by not being picked by Mr. Von Karma.
It's also real to see the knife up close.
So we have the knife, the gun, and an envelope. What's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Detective Bad said that?
What a strange stroke of luck.
You'll never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too. I won't risk until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, so.
I haven't heard anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I said it took a couple minutes for it to come back to where I heard it. But I don't, I'm gonna listen. I think it was the chord progression there that kind of rings a bell of like
No.
Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go to the gun. This gun was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member.
I think you're just overthinking it.
Probably. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Ralph still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. The knife! It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Alright. Planner. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here.
I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had... Oh.
Whoa.
It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in this case. Okay, the sound of his handgun going off was recorded in superb clarity on the surveillance video. It also have evidence that can be used to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu.
It would also appear that he had proof that Mr. L was not the Yatagarasu. Now, how he may have to try to play. As long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present him in court, I should have clear everything up. It appears he also had a very definitive piece of evidence.
Huh.
It's been a long battle. This will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. L may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
He had a way to prove that Mr. Vell was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Okay.
Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here.
It appears to be a key, which I would assume to be the Yatagarasu key that they just said.
And a rather ornate one at that. Look at this design on the handle. Fancy.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bad said something earlier.
What was different about this time? Was that evidence related to the smuggling ring? Was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Colombian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
Okay, yeah. We literally just did this 5 minutes ago. Yatagarasu's in the evidence.
Don't know what a Yatagarasu is, but corrupt dealings through the mass media. Oh, yeah.
But that's not the evidence this time. It's something only Faraday and I. And it's like few others knew about. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Me.
Yes.
No, you. No. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe.
It's the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases. That's to be expected. All right.
It's so hard to keep her voice sounding younger.
I know.
Hard.
She's 13, so it's at the point where it can start being higher, I guess. So
she didn't get older since we first started playing this game.
I'm just saying that you can't. It's fine.
It's already gone down as it is.
Yeah. That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as the inside.
As large as the inside of what? In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
You need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. Or is there? My theory is that the knife is the actual Yatagarasu key.
Oh.
Unless we learn that it's related to something else, but that's my theory. That's the real Yatagarasu key. However, there's a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag.
It's like, but what do you mean? The knife is there.
Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. The key. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence.
Milo says first, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francesca.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. They'll throw me for a loop. The plastic bag? The Swiss roll! It was the Swiss roll all along. Or was it hidden in misused perfume bottle? No, that wouldn't make sense. I'm actually now confused. Huh. It was...
The pen! No.
Because they're saying it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Plastic bag?
Why would that be it? I don't see how that answers my question at all.
You're entirely correct. Every piece of evidence has some secretive aspect about it.
Oh, then I demand to know what the secret is to this one.
It's a bag. I remember there is no secret to this one. You need to think carefully here.
Why would you just pick something willy-nilly?
Anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is the fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. Okay, so let me take a look at the organizer and see if there's something that hasn't been seen today. Let's do this. Okay, so let me take a look at the organizer. Organizer. Let me check it.
Yeah, that's just, you should have done that first instead of like, this.
Alright, so I've collected the evidence I need to prove that he was the killer. Between the handgun Rahat on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was
without that little clasp there, it looked like the Death Note.
The sound of his handgun going off was recorded as perp clarity and surveillance evidence. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rel's not the real Yatagarasu. No matter how I may try to play, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. So maybe it is the key. Maybe I just present the picture of the key?
Maybe.
This Yatagarasu key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. That is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles says first.
When do I ever?
He's like, no, I'm not.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francesca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? It is the key!
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both Yatagarasu's key and this photo of the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say?
Oh, but I do. It appears that you've finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same.
But that's impossible!
Is it? Stab me, see what happens.
Oh my god!
Even if it'll unlock the key to my demise.
Hashtag not a masochist.
Even if that is what you believe. Even if that is what you believe.
Hop on the
You should
Markiplier
still
trade.
investigate
Not a
this
masochist, just
possibility.
want to see how far my body can take it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. I was hoping to do that next time, but I guess we'll just go ahead and let's take this blade off. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button again. There we go. It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into
I was
them.
gonna say, it's so pretty. Look, there's even the flower-shaped design in this gold section here. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself.
She seems to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad it isn't mine to give. What about the handle?
Dude, I would want that. It's so cool looking.
Aha!
Oh, wow, yeah.
Boom!
Can't
That's kinda
believe
cool.
it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing.
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key to the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more crucial than anything we've learned up until now.
Dude, that's really cool. I wonder if someone's ever made like a replica of it.
I don't know. That could be a complicated maybe design. I don't know.
Oh, frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday
So
only
shocked I
mentioned the
couldn't
key
even
aspect
say
of this
anything
piece.
for a second there.
Oops. Of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife behind it. A knife blade inside.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. Looking for someone who knew more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Then maybe Mr. Relvidi was a Yatagarasu, and he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario?
No, not really, especially since Mr.
Wow.
Faraday
Just
Was
shot down immediately.
was
No,
abs-
not really.
was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as the other bat earlier said,
But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was, oh yeah.
I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu.
it seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case.
But the real Yatagarasu's dead. Oh boy.
Unless the real Yatagarasu is Detective Bad himself.
Oh yeah, let me tell you what.
Yeah, no.
When we get along to this next time, I'll tell
I
you how I
don't-
became the real criminal. Oh yeah, let me tell you what.
That-
Oh yeah,
that-
let me tell you what. I'm the real Yatagarasu. Oh yeah,
that-
let me tell you what.
No.
The ending of these videos now devolves into Macho Detective Bad coming out to give the outro.
I know, like what?
It's just so fun to do. I'm sorry,
I know,
everybody.
no, it's adorable.
Yay.